Hi there, everybody, and welcome back to a video. I am going to be highlighting my Naiad in-person tournament that was held in Glasgow just at the end of February here in a lovely game shop called Static Games. I actually ended up traveling 2 hours from where I live to Glasgow to participate. I'd wanted to do this for a bit, and I managed to get some time off work to actually arrive. I just want to say a huge shout out to Becca who sort of hosted the event, and it was just awesome to finally meet up with him and a lot of the other guys who I'd been talking to online for many months now in my Silph journey. Just a quick shout out on the team. Lots of familiar faces with what I've chosen to bring. Really popular picks: Shadow Scissor, Greedent, Altaria, Charge Bug, etc. I also have Gudra there. I was on an episode of chatting shit with Dan and stuff, and I spoke about Gudra. About we had a sort of dragon special episode, so I thought I had to bring that for the memes, and didn't use it too much. But you know what? It was just there as a nice bench holder, and it was quite funny to be chatting about it with everyone. So we are just about to get into my first round battles. This was against Perry32. He was a local battler. I'd never met or played him before. Starting off here with Greedent. I switched over from Bullet Seed to Tackle for this tournament. I had been running Bullet Seed in the SBL sort of 3-day round tournament, and I'd been seeing a lot of different tackle gradients, and I think that just seemed to perform better overall. So I really wanted to give it a shot for this one. To be honest, I was really happy with the way that gradient turned out for me. It was super solid, even with Bullet Seed, but it was really nice to switch over to tackle to see how that was also basically performing for me. Like I was saying, this is a local player who's brought a variety of different things. To be honest, some things were performing a lot better than I had expected. The Alakazam, like, yes, it might be a glass cannon, but it certainly dishes out the damage. That was a unstabbed fire punch against a Charger Bug who's actually fairly tanky, and it still did a considerable damage. Here, game two now. Coming in with the Gudra, I had to bring it out here just to actually give it a run out. I sort of he was quite weak to the dragons anyway. There was no wall rain or that on his team, so I knew I was fairly safe bringing Gudra here, and to be honest, same with Charger Bug, it was a really sort of solid pick. He had quite a few water and psychic types, so Charger Bug with its X Scissor and Discharge was just a really nice coverage for his team. Hence, I brought it in game two as well. But no disrespect to this battler, he was a great guy to meet and play. And after my 2-hour journey, it was quite nice to sort of be relaxed straight away with battling this guy. He brought some just some different Pokemon, and to be fair, it was really nice to see a bit of variety. This guy will get better. He just needs a little sort of nudge in the right direction. But to be fair, he's got the makings of being a good battler as well. So we've got Charge Bug into Lapras here, and we all know who wins this quite easily. Because I know the moveset now, I know to shield this Hydro Pump, which to be fair will still do a heck of a lot of damage to Charger Bug. From this Lapras. He lets the Discharge go here, brings his Celebi here. I know I can go straight for X Scissor here and do considerable damage, which he shields up here. Just maintaining my farm. Although this guy was a newer player, I still wanted to make sure that I was doing things correctly, timing my moves correctly. I make a lovely catch there onto the Gudra. Didn't know what move it was, and I caught Hyper Beam, which was pretty epic, to be fair. He was well chuffed that he managed to land that Hyper Beam. Didn't quite get to the Muddy Water here, but a nice easy X Scissor from Charger Bug onto the Alakazam will take out straight away. Into round 2 now. I am against Where's My Passport. We've got Greedent into the Jellicent. He swaps out straight away to his Miltank. I'm quite happy staying in here because I've got Chargerbug in the back for his Jellicent, so more than happy just to take these moves and whittle down this Miltank. See if I can either get shield or switch advantage here. Switch would be ideal for me because I know he's got a Greedent, so I do want, a Jellicent, so I know I want to line up my Chargerbug there, and in case he is running Ice Beam, I obviously don't want the Altaria to be hit with an Ice Beam. I've had enough Altarias eating Ice Beams in the slow SBL tournament this month that I didn't want it to happen again. So he makes a swap out into Greedent, so I immediately lock in my Altaria against this Greedent without fear of him trying to then switch out to his Jellicent. Dragon Breath just does so much damage. I'm quite happy here eating all these charge moves. He does get the defense drop there, but again, I'm still quite happy to eat these charge moves and be dishing out the Dragon Breath damage. He wants to leave 2 shields for his Jellicent in the end here, so I'm just going to try and throw the Sky Attack, see if I can get some shields before he throws. I do manage to get the second Sky Attack off there before he decides to throw his energy. I'm not going to shield this one. Even if it's a Bubble Beam and he wants to farm down, it's not worth it for me to waste a shield here. And then I bring my ace in the hole, the Chargerbug. I do try to make a catch onto that Shadow Ball there, which was probably a bit unnecessary in a sense, but and then he makes a great catch onto his own Miltank there. I was a bit worried at this point, but we were obviously chatting at the same time, and with a shield, I would have easily got to that discharge, so he just lets me farm down for the game 1 win. Let's get on to the next battle. Here we go. So we are into game 2 here, and we are off at the races. Green into Altaria, and we are... start off with a crunch, see if we can get the debuff, which we do, which is great. I'm going to shield up this first move now that I've got the debuff, which was really good because it was a Dragon Pulse and that would have really caught me off guard. Quite happy here to throw a Body Slam. I'm not expecting him to shield that and takes it down. So I take Switch here. He brings in his own Greedent, which is quite good for me because I'm able to get a lot of chip damage on here. He goes for the crunch straight away, which I think if he had gone double Body Slam, that might have been a bit more energy efficient for him. But I go for my own crunch, trying to get the debuff, which I don't get. But as you can see, I've already brought this Greedent down to like 1/3 health, and he's not really done too much to me. I can now fully farm this down with my Altaria, and it's not really an issue. He swaps out to his Greedent. I make an excellent swap, a really quick swap there into my Chargerbug. Even with a shield disadvantage here and eating this Shadow Ball, I'm quite confident that I'll get shields here, and either Chargerbug shielding or with my Altaria with a shield. I'm fairly confident at sweeping whatever he's got in the back here. So again, just charging up. I think I opt to shield the Chargerbug here. I want to get that discharge off on the green. I've still got a bit of health left as well on the Chargerbug. I think I can get to a charge move, but switch clock is up. I'm able to just switch straight out, and I can farm down the green. Game 3 here. Shadow Scissor now into Wishcash. Terrible matchup, but I don't really want to switch out to my Chargerbug because that's, again, not even a great matchup. So I'm looking to just try and pressure shields here, if I can. Which I'm trying to do with my Scissor here. I get the boost there, and I debate if I want to shield and try and get to another charge move, but I opt for the safer play, which is to let it go and bring in Altaria. So we just want to farm down the Wishcash here. I shielded the Blizzard, so I was fairly confident that that one was only going to be a Mud Bomb, just try to get off some chip damage. He brings in his Walrein here, which isn't great for me. I try and get to a second Sky Attack there, but he was going to get to the Esco Spear before that, so I had to switch into my own Chargebug there to catch the move. I was trying to save energy on the Altaria there, and at this point, I'm just not going to quite do enough damage or get to the second discharge there, which would have really helped, which means I'm at this point, I need sort of 3 sky attacks here with very little health. I can get to the first one here and take out the Altaria, but wall range just on too much health here, and he can easily farm me down with a shield in the back. Round 3, we are into against Pikachu here, the host. It was awesome to play him here in round 3. I was really hoping to play him. I've spoken to him for a long time through SBL and other things that we sort of collab on. So it was really nice to, 1, meet him for the first time, and 2, actually get to battle him in the tournament. So I started off with Greedent into Altaria, switch out instantly to his own Greedent. I then farm up. He throws a crunch at my Greedent, and I swap out into my Altaria. Knowing that he has wall rain on his team, I was able to keep my Altaria away and get him basically minimal farm. I go back into my own Greedent, he swaps out instantly to Altaria, and I counter that with a great swap into my own wall rain here, basically hard countering his Altaria here. I don't need to shield that first move, and can easily throw my Icicle Sphere. He knows at this point that it's pretty much over. I've got a virtual full health Greedent and a wall rain there, which I can just Earthquake, so no need for shields there. Game 2 now, epic battle here. We've got Shadow Scissor, Mirror here. I know that my own Shadow Scissor is quite high ranked, so I didn't want to force any CMPs, so I make sure that I always threw one over and then threw my Night Slash. I get a great boost here, which basically really helps my decision. Because I'm always getting the move through, I now can fully farm down his Scissor, who also got a Night Slash boost. In comes the Charger Bug. I throw my first Night Slash. Knowing I should survive at least 1 Spark, I can throw a Bullet Punch before the Night Slash. I get a second boost there, and this Night Slash does absolutely massive damage. About 75% into a Charger Bug, which is ridiculous from a non-stabbed Night Slash there from Shadow Scissor. Just does so much damage. We were chatting at the same time during this battle. We were laughing about the boost and how ridiculous it was. He got a lovely crunch debuff. I managed to catch the body slam kind of unnecessarily, but it was still quite a nice moment for me there to do that as well on the tackle damage. Icicle Sphere into the Greedent there, and then a second one here for the Charging Bug. Again, not much hope. I had a body slam stored as well on the Greedent. It wasn't much of a... it wasn't really close, that one, because of the second boost there. Game 3 here, Komodo into Greedent. I'm quite happy to stay in here. Komodo beats Altaria, and I'm quite happy here just to sort of whittle down the Komodo here. I shield the first one in case it's a close combat and he wants to take me out. I'm fairly sure I can survive a Dragon Claw here and farm him down fully just before he gets to the move. It was very close. I think I just wanted to play it safe there, with making sure I get that. I luckily get to another body slam against the wall rain before it can farm me down. And then I go into my Greedent there. It was a bit unfortunate the way that worked out. I didn't quite have enough energy there. If I was able to fully farm down the Komodo, and maybe had 2 body slams at the wall rain, I think this could have been a bit better for my shield, but my shield was a little bit sort of weak there. I think it could have done a lot more for me. I managed to shield up the Earthquake here and bring in, try and bait him here with an Icicle Sphere, which he does fall for, but I am just not quite able to get to the Earthquake before he can get another move off. I get off the Earthquake now, trying to do as much damage as I can. He lets it go and brings in his own Altaria. Unfortunately here, I know I need to not CMP time here, because if I lose that CMP, it's just game over. But I wasn't quite aware of my my wall rain's health. I thought it had a little bit more health, but not quite enough to bring it down. Now into the final against Borkin here. Into the battle one here, so we've got Shadow Scissor versus the Buzzwole here. This was starting to get later on at night, and that resisted Exodus, so it did quite a lot of damage. I was quite happy. I was hoping I could take Switch here, But just didn't quite sort of work out like I had hoped. I thought I would maybe have been able to farm down, but he's actually able to farm me down. But luckily, I got the shield back with that Night Slash. I then have my Altaria into his Hakamoto. I managed to catch the Dragon Claw there and bring in my Greedent, who really is because it's tackle, it just does so much fast move damage that this Brick Break isn't even that big of a deal. I honestly think that just throwing Dragon Claw is probably better. He eats the Body Slam there and brings in his Mew, and I'm able to bring in my Altaria now. I know I can take a Dragon Claw, but I still want to shield up for safety. It's the next hardest hitting damage move that he's got. He shields up his Mew there, and I get to the Sky type before he can get to the next charge move to take out the Mew here. And Hakamoto is left with 1 HP and just dies away. Into game 2, Greedent versus Walrein here. I've got Charge Bug and Altaria in the back. I'm quite happy staying in here. It's a nice sort of safe matchup for me. Go for the crunch first to try and debuff the Walrein, which basically makes the matchup much easier. I can now, I think I shield the Earthquake, and I can almost farm down this Walrein now. I know this is an Icicle Sphere, there wasn't enough Powder Snows there, and I can fully farm down this Walrein before he gets to the next Icicle Sphere. I now have about 2.5 Body Slams to work with, so I start throwing them at this Hakamoto, and time my moves, making sure I'm getting the tackles in before throwing my next move, which really helps me later on because I get to the third Body Slam here, which he wasn't obviously anticipating, which means he is on very low HP, basically for my Altaria to fully farm down. That was really key, that Body Slam there from that green. He switches into his Mew. I've got my Charger Bug here for that. He's going to be throwing Dragon Claws, which do little chip damage, but I've got the X-Scissor here, which can easily win me this matchup. Again, I think I shield this second one here, because it's the last sort of hardest hit move. X-Scissor again. And I think I get to another one, or does he take me out? He takes me out just before, but he's left in a range where he can't throw, and my Altaria is still very healthy. He tries to undercharge the charge move on the Mew there, but I sort of was able to quickly swap out before his Hakamoto could do anything against my Charger Bug. So into game 3 we go. Again, Shadow Scissor for me in the lead against Komoto. Again, I should really be throwing Night Slash here. Both are resisted, but I've obviously got the boost chance with the Night Slash. I'm fairly sure that Brick Break or Dragon Claw won't take me out, so I get the second charge move off and throw Night Slash this time, which he shields, and he's able to farm me down. I come into Walrein. I know I don't need to shield any moves here, and I'm hoping to farm down and get an energy advantage, but he swaps out instantly into his Buzzwole here, which, to be honest, I was quite weak in the back to Buzzwole in this game 3. He goes for lunge straight away, of course, to lower my attack. I get the discharge off, which even debuff does a considerable amount of damage. I've still got 2 shields, so I'm still wanting to use them here on the lunge. I will get to the second discharge. I really should have thrown the X-Scissor here and tried to farm down. I think that would have been enough. But now he brings in his own Charger Bug. There's just too much work here. I am a low health, -2 attack Charger Bug, and the Walrein are just not quite going to cut it for a full health Charger Bug. Still with a shield. So I tried to bait with the X-Scissor here. I'm going to shield up this move here. I'm going to try and get to the Earthquake. Now I have to be careful of the catch here, which is why you see me overfarm by 1. I then lose CMP tie on the Charger Bug there. But that's just, it was one of those things. If he had tried to catch the move, he would have probably won that. If he catches the Earthquake there, because I won't have anything to take out the Charger Bug. And then if he happens to not catch, and I throw and I move, I still think I'm at too low of health where Buzzwole will take me out before I can farm him down with the counter damage on the Walrein there. Overall, it was an excellent tournament. It was well worth the effort I made to get there. Like I said earlier, I had a 2-hour drive. It was well worth it. It was awesome to meet everybody. I'd recommend to anybody, if you do have any local Silph tournaments, to get yourself along and just to have a good laugh. For me, obviously it was great because I managed to sweep the tournament and go 4-0, but that wasn't the purpose, the sole purpose of me going. Obviously, I wanted to perform well, but to be honest, I really wanted to meet people, meet the people I've been chatting to and battling online for a number of months now. Meet them in person and just have a good chat and a laugh, and that's exactly what it was. The store owner there at Static Games was excellent. He was really welcoming, as was everybody that was there in battling. So if you do happen to get along for any of the next two cups in the next month, Ionic or Polkadot, I'd really recommend that you go along to a local Silph tournament if there's any by you. That's great. I hope you guys all enjoyed this run through of my Naiad Cup sweep in the in-person tournament. If you could please like and subscribe, that would really help me to see if you guys like this kind of content. This is my first commentary sort of shoutcasting sort of overview of a set of battles. So any hints or tips that you've got for me would really help me in my sort of production later on. And I will catch you next time.